This is the time to give a salute to all the nursing fraternity, especially not only the nurses, all the doctors, all the frontline warriors, health workers, those who are from door to door, people are segregating the COVID-19 patients and they are taking care each and every person for quarantine and in the isolation. Even the nursing teachers, those who are doing the dual role in everywhere in the nursing colleges and the hospital side. Even me too. Since 2 months we were on duty, I was about to. Up to yesterday, we were in dilemma that whether I need to be quarantined for tomorrow onwards because my friends also got negative yesterday. Thank God. But the same time, we were also on duty since 2 months. But so this is the right moment. I should ventilate my heartfelt gratitude to all the nursing fraternity and all the frontline workers in the COVID-19 pandemic. So we can start the session with the slide.
मैम जस्ट अ मोमेंट
Action, sir.
मैम जस्ट अ मोमेंट वन मिस्टर
Yes.
अश्विनी सेन आप अपना माइक थोड़ा म्यूट कर लीजिए थोड़ा डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है यस मैम यू कैन कंटिन्यू प्लीज
Okay. Slide, please. Here I will be starting with the hands off to all the frontline warriors, especially those who are dedicating their hard work, skill, attitude, and knowledge to impart a comprehensive care to the whole nation. Especially, I'm just pointing out few important, elegant personalities in nursing. Since 3 months, we have gone through so many nursing personalities. We should appreciate them for their effort, and they have taken a very important, talented practice to contribute to recover a pandemic 19 in our nation. I'm just showing you few photos. These are the main important people they have recommended from World Health Organization. Slide you can see certain few nursing officers. Mr. Ajo, he is a nursing officer in emergency department of Dr. RML Hospital in New Delhi. He was honored. He is honored with the Honorable Dr. Harshvardhan sir. He was the one started to evacuate all the Indian citizens from Wuhan. So he was appointed in Wuhan team to take out all the Indian citizens. He is the nursing officer. We have to give a great tribute to him. Next one is, I'm just showing you the important people, Mrs. Pratibha, Miss Archana Rane. These are the nursing officers. Especially, they have contributed their valuable skill and effort to take out the persons to care in a tremendously to recover them, to make it discharge. And they are especially from the government and center government platforms. Another nursing officers, Mr. Shaukat Ali and Mr. Manu Joseph. These are all the nursing officers. Especially, they have done a tremendous job during this COVID-19. So I should, and all the nursing fraternity have to salute them. I'm not saying that these are the only one nursing officers. Each and every, from one PHC to the major tertiary hospital itself, many of the nurses, many of the paramedical staff, all the doctors, everyone they are heartedly they are working to recover our nation from COVID-19 pandemic. So from this, we understood that there are mainly this is the one important area. We have already declared that it is a pandemic. But anyway, this is a pandemic, but we are the people should not say no to anyone, because we say no to the nations. This is ultimately going to giving a bad impression. On the same time, this is giving you a big loss to the nation. So we are the one always say yes to the world with your care and your skill and your knowledge. So even though we are saying yes to the nation, yes to the hospital, yes to the private or government sector, wherever you are working, either in the hospital, either in the community, wherever you are. But you should be very clear that we should have lot of changes and lot of challenges need to adapt. So we should have two things. One is our challenges, and second thing, how you are going to top of that, how you will tackle the situation. Some of the points already Dr. Aikleman sir has already discussed, so I won't touch much about the emotional well-being, but few important things also need to be shared in the session. So COVID-19 is very contagious, and till now we do not have any concrete solution on how to manage it effectively, which for us is the primary challenge. We always have to keep in mind that whatever we are doing for the patient should not be harmful if it is not beneficial. Now we know that nurses roles are always, it's like a, what to say, it's a long term and short term, but here very important vital roles are there for the nurses. Even nurses are often the last thread of compassion for the patients. Even the doctors, just they are prescribing and going, but the last moment or the last breath of the patient, the nurse will be there to hold a hand. There are ones doing the screening, take care of the critically ill, implementing the triage protocol, communicating to the families, attending to the die, everything is a role to role the nurses is performing. But these many roles are prepared or preferred, or they are doing, they are being asked to work in every areas of hospital nowadays, but even sometimes they are not from the same specialty also. But this is not the time to say that I am in one specialty. We should be in hand by hand. Everyone have to work together to face the or have to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's will discuss few important challenges what I have noticed through my seniors, through my colleagues, those who are working in the hospital side, from certain testimonials from the clinical nurse I'm just sharing with you. First point, already we know, it's a time of great stress and uncertainty, and nurses are rising to the challenge. First and important thing, though we are the nurses, we are also a human being. We should not forget that. So we have our own family, everything. But being a professional nurse, you should have under stress, definitely, but you have to tackle it. So this is the first important challenges. You will be under stress. Second point is your safety of the nurse. We know very well each and every hospital they will be saying that nurses should be enrolled always, but on the same time sometimes what is happening, always the nurse will be in risk, first risk to get all the infections, and the nurse will be always staying in their families, their parents, their kids, and what is happening, there will be a safety query all the nurses is having. So this is the second challenge, safety of the nurses. Here we have to talk about. Second thing is allocation of care resources. This will be related to the safety of nurses. Safety of nurses is not only for they are separating from the family. This is not the first thing. This is the first thing, they are directly contacting the patient. They are the first line person to contact them. So definitely they are in high risk to get the infections very soon. So here, sometime what is happening, major some of the hospitals, there will be a resource scarcity. So definitely this is also a one important challenge for the nurse who are on duty in the COVID wards. And another one important issue, fourth challenges, relationship with the patients and their families. This is also very important thing. The person who is always connected, you know very well, the nurses are always talking with the patients and their families. The way the psychological aspect the nurse have to tackle with the patients and their family is also a great challenge when you are exposed to a COVID-19 patient ward. And fifth one is managing PPE shortage. This is an emerging challenge of all the nurses. PPE shortages nowadays going on in every hospital. Some of the hospital, not every hospital, but due to the PPE shortage, they will be compelled to stay with the same PPE for continuous more than 12 hours, even they are getting the same PPE for another day. So these are very challenging, and it is very one important area how we have to tackle in the time of nursing practice. Another sixth one is physical challenges. Physical challenges में बोलेंगे तो a very important thing I just want to say you the physical challenges. You know one thing, one nurse, suppose she is wearing a PPE with all Google hood, googles, okay, everything, and once she started wearing everything and she started doing the job, you can't imagine how the nurse will be getting suffocated. especially the person may be well skilled in an important procedure because of triple layer gloves, okay, double inner glove, outer glove, and with this few like all the protective devices, the same skilled nurse, she is starting a single procedure. Maybe that procedure also cannot able to perform as much how we have expected, that much cannot be able to do it by a nurse. This is the physical one important challenge. One simple example I have experienced with my senior itself. He was he was a doctor, but on the same time he was in a clinical side. He was continuously 1 month in ICU duty. He was telling that once you prepare the Google food, everything, and you shield everything, once you getting hot and sweat, what will happen? Your hot moisture, everything will be sticking on your Google and your hood. So what will happen? Because of that, you cannot able to find out even the medication drops, nothing. But here we are tackling this. We should be very accurate in the way you have to give the medication. And sometimes what will happen, you are very much skilled in venipuncture, but sometimes what will happen, you cannot able to palpate properly because you wear double gloves. So it is also very important challenging about the professional challenge. Okay, then another one important is continuous standing of 12 hours with all this PPE kit, and the limited number of staff nurses in the COVID-19 ward. So all the nurses are getting overloaded. So due to this overload, especially many health challenges our nurses are facing. We should know that basically musculoskeletal disorders, gastric problems, GI irritability, especially neck pain, knee pain, varicosities. These are the reported testimonials from the clinical nurse, those who are presently working in the COVID-19 ward. And I just want to add you some more important challenges is. Next slide. Another one important thing is uncomfortable or discomfort while in PPE. Nurses are first know very well. Previously, the nurses only they used to wear uh, one gloves and one mask, and they are in the OT or in the ICU. They will be in full their OT or your ICU staff ICU suit. That's all. But we are in a complete PPE. We have to safeguard ourselves, and you should not give infection to others also. So what is happening, we should be always completely, we should compel to be in PPE. So this is giving more discomfort to all the nurses, those who are male or female, doesn't matter, everyone will feel the discomfort while in PPE. Even they can't have their own what to say, it's a very important aspect. It should becomes under as an emotional well-being needs also. Another one is those who are on duty with a full PPE on complete 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours duty. What is happening, these nurses are not going for even for a cup of tea, and they are not able to go for meals, and they are just skipping everything. So this type of challenge every nurses in the duty time they are facing, especially in COVID patient. Because once they already in with the PPE, after doffing only they should go for the next one. Otherwise, what will happen? This will be a risk for them and to others. So all the nurses, especially the nurses and those who are not only nurses, the one who is in the COVID-19 ward and those who are in the screening area, everyone who started wearing PPE, they are definitely skipping the meals and drinks. And many of the hospitals, due to the shortage and rotation, many of the doctors, nurses, paramedics, everyone, they are on double duty nowadays. 1 month rotation, then only they are getting a 7 days, otherwise 14 days quarantine, again 1 month rotation. This is going on in nowadays, especially in Maharashtra, Gujarat, and even UP, certain hospital, especially in our COVID-19 hospital also. Same double duty is going on due to the shortage of the nurses and shortage of nurses, and the same time PPE shortage. This also to be overcome with the excellent and competent nurses. And 12th one is virtual competence. What is virtual competence? What is the challenge here we are facing? Nowadays, every training protocol is going on with a virtual competence. Here, all the nurse, those who are running with a 55 years age also, you are working in COVID-19 ward, you should be always virtually competent to go for telemedicine, telecommunication. You should competent in that because many of the hospitals, they were getting the consultation with the doctors through telecommunication. And many of the COVID-19 skill practice is also going on with the virtual conferencing. So only 1 week or 2 weeks direct, even face-to-face training also, many of the hospitals, they are not providing directly from the central government, even government scheme. They were giving virtual classes to the skilled nurses and they are compelling everyone has to be in duty. So here, this is also a professional challenge that all nurses also have to be competent in virtually. And another small one or another point, you might think that it is very simple, but we should not hide that. That is, we should be very clumsy to walk and do the procedure with the PPE. This is very simple. But on the same time, while you are in PPE, you will come to know that this is very clumsy to walk and do all the procedures with the heavy PPE kit. Okay, so you will be discomfort to walk. Okay, and you will be getting all the challenging clinical procedures. Another one important thing is every procedure you may be excellent in that to do it, but due to because of PPE and continuous stress, you may not be able to perform the same existing procedure with your competency. Another one is so much anxious and irritable while you are in PPE and you have to write on. When you know, these points I have taken from the nurses, especially those who are in presently in the COVID duty. So they are writing and they are telling me that this is very irritable to write down even the nursing notes and medicine administration. This is also, ma'am, it's very difficult to write down with the pen and all with this heavy PPE and double gloves and all. So this is also very challenging for the nurses. Another one important thing, we have to avoid going to the restroom during the breaking hours. So they are also holding everything for the nation. So we cannot able to go for washroom. That's also, it's a very important challenging. And 18th point, I just got it. That is during when the patient is died, especially there is an emotional distress and grief for the patient and their family. The same experience and distress the nurse will be getting out because the nurse is completely taking care a patient and finally the patient is getting died and this to be ventilated to their parents, to their caregivers. This is also a one emotional distress all the nurses are just they are experiencing. Another one 19th one important challenges I noticed, that is whenever the when providers had to prioritize their care need, they often feel that they had failed their patients during the triage protocol. You know, now India, we have they are going to be in a third stage of COVID-19 pandemic. Now we have to be in a protocol of triage, especially in certain states. We started with the triage protocol, especially in Delhi, especially in Maharashtra. They started with the triage protocol. So being a human and being a nurse, sometimes you will also feel how to prioritize which patient I should. So this is the big query you will be getting when you are going to be in a COVID-19 ward. And another one, final one, important challenges. Even though we are doing all the works, everything, cut shorting the salary and wages of a health worker. This is also, it's also should not do it. But many of the hospitals they were doing, but cut shorting the salary and wages for the health worker, and the same health worker is fighting for a life of a patient and life of a nation. You should not negotiate with the health workers. So we should not. This is also a very important challenge our nurses are facing. Not only nurses, all the health workers, those who are in the front line, they were facing. So these are the few important challenges. And additionally, I have four important another one four challenges. I got it. That is due to workload, heavy workload. What will happen? Especially nurses will burn out. This is basically happening. So all nurses will start burning out due to workload, and physical demands are very high. The person will be getting sustained postures. Patients are transferring. Everything is doing by the nurses. Especially physical demands are more in COVID-19 ward. And another one is challenge to be prepared new modalities in ICU setup and new procedures. Example also I'll be noting you now in the medical ICU. Now, especially new protocol, even you can go for prone position, ventilator care, now we started. So this is the new procedures now the nurses have to study. So this also a challenge have ICU protocol need to be revised, that to be committed by the nurses and other health worker. And finally, one other one, ethical challenge. Ethical challenge also need to take care when you are in a COVID duty. So that's all about the important challenges what I have listed out during the surveys from the clinical nurses. So few survey recordings I just taken for the qualitative approach. Mohsin sir, if it is getting time up, then you can wind up.
No, ma'am.
Otherwise,
We can
okay.
proceed.
So just I'm showing you few, two or three few reports, exactly the testimonials from I got it from my students and from my seniors, those who are especially working in ICU wards, and just taken out some of the points. One report from the survey provides repeated, the one nurse it is giving. Providers repeatedly expressed that working with the personal protective equipment for long hours was a major physical and professional challenge. Because of the airtight protective gear, they sweated and their clothes become wet. The hospital central heating system was turned off to minimize the circulation of contaminated air, and wet clothes become cold at night because the epidemic occurred in winter. Providers also experienced anoxia and chest pain while in their PPE. This is the first experience by a clinical nurse. And second one, report from a clinical, next slide. Another one report from a clinical testimonial. Another one nurse is given. It feels clumsy to walk and do procedures. Although I am good at venipuncture, I cannot feel blood vessel to draw blood with the 3 layers of gloves. Even I am palpate carefully. My glasses and protective goggles are blurry because I am hot and it is very difficult to do things such as writing nursing notes and medication administration. I must hold the medicine close to the face shield to read the word on it. I am very anxious and irritable because I have so much work to do but I can't see well. So this is another one testimonial from the clinical nurse. So here, with this, many of the testimonial and another one testimonial they have told that they were when patients died, their health worker provide experience, emotional distress and grief for the patient and their family. So we have to prioritize to whom I have to give care. So every patients are in infectious and they have died and their body to be wrapped in several layers of cloth, and after that you have to pack in 2 bags which are sprayed with a disinfectant. It is very little hard to accept this form of death for our patients because this patient will be even sometime your relative, sometime your parents. So this is a very hardest moment and it is a very big challenge of a nurse, not only nurse, it's for all the healthcare workers. So this within this, I'm just summarizing it that caregivers face tremendous work-related stress, burnout due to workload, and long working hours due to acute shortage of trained workforce. The job also has significant physical demands like standing for long hours, performing tasks in awkward and sustained postures, handling patients with the transferring them. This process will giving you a physical disasters. So with the slides and all, I'm just showing you these are the challenges we the nurses are facing. Now I'm just showing you how to overcome. This is also we have to. Whenever you have a problem, we should have a solution. We should come up with that. Here also, next slide. You can go with the how to. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, sir. So whenever you are getting a challenge, the challenge need to be taken care and you have to overcome with all your grief process. Here also, when you are going to overcome, then your work will be worthy and it will be very much meaningful. So here, I'm just giving you 5 points how to overcome these challenges in COVID duty. So these points will be concluding how to solve this major criteria of challenges. First point is providing support to reduce the gaps in critical knowledge. Here we have to give complete support to the nurses. where they need a gap in the clinical knowledge. Second point, preventing inadequacies in the healthcare system. Third point we can put forward, that is policies and strategies to prevent staffing shortages. And fourth one, psychological and social support for patients, healthcare professionals, and even nurses. And finally, one more point you can add it, that is research also need to be taken care in during this, even in the COVID-19 pandemic, to improve your knowledge. Especially, I would like to congratulate SCPM group, because this is also, it is a innovative session. Though what you have now you planned, this is a virtual conference. Here I just want to give you a big congratulations, because you are ultimately going to give two important goals here. First is research to enhance knowledge. Second one, you are going to provide a support to reduce the gaps in the critical knowledge. So from this, I'm just giving you to sum up, these are the important slides I just shared with you to know about your idea